Top 4 cars get a free ticket to the A main. And Jimmy Mohan now starting outside the front row, pulling off abruptly there in turn number 2. So everybody shuffles up a little bit on the outside. It's now Matt Sutton and John Haney, row number 1. Here they go, coming out of turn number 4. John Haney out to the early lead. Oh, contact there between Baylog and Utek. No harm, no fouls. They both continue on. Battling for 3rd and 4th now. Utek up, almost gets into the fence, gathers it back together. Big Utek having an adventure on lap number 1, slipping back now in the number 68 car. It's Haney, Sutton, Baylog, 1, 2, 3. Mike Reinke now in the 4th and final transfer spot. Justin Parrish, 1 spot out now in that 360 powered sprint car. Trying to work his way up. And yellow now coming out onto the racetrack as Jimmy Davies slows in the black number 99 car. So Jimmy. All right, John Haney brings them back to the green here on the front stretch. Haney stretching it out now down the back straightaway. Baylog trying to look for a place to go around the outside now. Matt Sutton, he's going to make that work. Coming out of 4th, Baylog down to 2nd. Sutton back to 3rd, still hanging on. Reinke now goes to work on the inside of the number 3 car, Sutton. Boy, keep an eye on Bill Baylog, showing some speed here, reeling in the 21J and John Haney quickly. Baylog down to the bottom over 1 and 2. Matt Sutton still doing a great job there, hanging on to 3rd, Reinke 4th. Dave Utek now back to the top 5. Struggled early in this one, now rebounding back to 5th. Halfway home that time by, 5 down, 5 to go here in heat race number 1. So I keep an eye on that 17 car. Baylog, defending champ. Closing in on the 21. Trying to set him up for the high side move, coming out of turn number 4. Baylog on the cushion. Haney right through the middle of the racetrack. Baylog now tucks in behind. Haney, Baylog, Sutton, Reinke, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one. Dave Utek now rounding out the top 5. Starting to gain on the 0-2 of Reinke. Here comes Baylog now, had the momentum coming out of turn number 2. They'll go to the inside this time, new race leader. Haney going to try to tuck back underneath, but not going to be able to make it. White flag, 1 to go for Bill Baylog. Now your race leader down the back stretch. 1 final time. How about it? Put your hands together. Heat race number 1, 17 of Bill Baylog. So Bill Baylog winning heat race number 1, brought to you by Lane Automotive. A nice drive for the native of Alaska, who now calls Eau Claire, Wisconsin home. So Baylog gets the win. 2nd spot goes to the 21J of John Haney. 3rd to the number 3 of Matt Sutton. And rounding out your top 4 transfer cars will be the 0-2 car. That's Mike Reinke. Talked to Austin. He said he talked to his dad out at Eldora, and his dad had drew the number 2 for the dash. And then it started raining. So no further updates from Eldora or Terry McCarl. But here tonight, Austin McCarl is on the pole. Fast cars behind him. Brian Brown inside row 2. Jesse Hockett outside row number 3. Steve Meyer right there in the mix as well. All right, we get set to go. 10 laps. Heat race number 2. Brian Brown on the move in the 21. Looking for the lead down the backstretch. Linton Jeffrey, though, hangs on for the time being. Brown going to try to tuck back underneath. Linton, though, he'll hang on to lead lap number 1. Brown, though, too strong this time on a turn number 2. Hang on, we got a car sitting in the wrong direction over in turn number 2, so yellow lights come on. Ryan Irwin bicycling the number 49 car, bounces it to a stop. Donnie Stewart right there in the mix as well in his 360, and Linton brings him off the 4th turn. Jeffrey continues to lead. Here comes Brown now, taking a look to the inside. Jeffrey too strong though. Still lead lap number 2. Austin McCall still hanging on to third. Jesse Hockett going to try way upstairs, try to tuck back underneath. Best race on the track for the top spot right now. Brian Brown continues to work. Hockett now takes the third spot from Carl. Austin Carl now, fourth and final transfer spot. Linton Jeffrey working off the lap quickly here in this one. Brown still second, Hockett third. Not really gaining too much on the 21 of Brian Brown. Oh, now problems for Donnie Stewart over in turns 3 and 4 as he slows to the high side of the racetrack. And yellow once again out onto the racetrack. Break for Donnie Stewart. Had a nice running 5th or 6th position there when the car shut off going into turn number 3. And Andy Houston round out the running order as we go back to green out of turn number 4. Jeffrey continues to maintain the top spot. Oh, Tony Schilling looks like maybe cut the tire as the front end of that car suffering some severe damage. Schilling out of the infield. Brian Brown now, your race leader in the 21. Jesse Hockett going to go by Linton Jeffrey as well. Hockett to the high side. Jeffrey no battles back, but knocks down top. Hockett down to the second spot. Brown, Hockett, Jeffrey now, 1, 2, 3. Here comes Steve Meyer now. Getting into the mix for that transfer spot is Linton Jeffrey. Slowing in the number 24 car. And Jeffrey now, problems in the 24. All right, white flag this time by Brian Brown, the number 21. Flashes by the flag stand. They'll take it one final time, 2, 3, and 4, right through the middle of the racetrack. Brings it up to the cushion, down the front stretch, checker flag, Brian Brown. Heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 goes to Grain Valley, Missouri's number 21, Brian Brown. Brian Brown, now a team owner for the number 21 car. Second spot to the 13 of Jesse Hockett. Third spot to the 17A of Austin McCarl, and getting that all-important fourth and final transfer spot, the 85M of Steve Meyer. Harrison, a longtime competitor in 360s, and for the last 4 or 5 years in the 410 division over at the Knoxville Raceway. Philip Bach will start outside of him. Philip ran a handful of races last year in IRA competition. Made sure that he would still be eligible to pursue the Rookie of the Year award. However, this year, all right, 2 by 2, they creep off the fourth bend. Here we go. Green flag is back out. Once again, top 4 cars advance on. Brian Anderson, your leader, and yellow now out onto the racetrack. Right orange one on the inside of the second row. Once again, they come 2 by 2. Anderson shoots out to the early lead. John Schultz now trying to make a bid for the 4th spot. He and Schneiderman, teammates, battling back there. Schultz with the 360, Schneiderman with the 410 here this evening. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Brian Anderson is your race leader. Kaylee Garst running in the 2nd spot. Philip Mock running 3rd. Mike Moore now to the inside of Philip Mock. He'll take the 3rd spot away. Mike Moore getting the number 69 car going pretty good. Philip Mock on the hot seat now, the 1M car. He's running 4th. Coach Schneiderman now, the 49J. Orange and black cars battling there for the 4th spot. Mike Moore just ahead of him. Here comes Schneiderman now. Add a look to the inside of Mock. John Schultz right there in the mix as well in the 2J car. Your race leader off the 4th turn. 5 laps now in the books. 5 remain for Ryan Anderson. Best battle on the track right now for the final transfer spot. Schneiderman did not find a way past the 1M of Philip Mock. Running a nice line. Here Far as wide as he can, and Schneiderman just no way to work his way past. Anderson continues to lead. He'll have to deal with lap traffic here shortly. Schneiderman has patience through this one. Now going to try a move over in turn number 2. He's got it. Josh Schneiderman now takes that 4th and final transfer spot. Bach now gets over the cushion just a little bit in turn number 4. Schneiderman now goes to work on Mike Moore. White flag this time by Ryan Anderson into lap traffic here in heat race number 3. While Schneiderman picks up another spot as he gets by the 69 of Mike Moore. Here he comes in dominating fashion off the 4th turn, winning heat race number 3 to 71R of Brian Anderson. Garst home second, 3rd to the 49J of Schneiderman, getting the 4th and final transfer spot, the 69 of Mike Moore. So Ryan Anderson never challenged here in this one. Moved up to the pole after Ryan Jamison failed to make the call, and Anderson wins the Westmar Racing Engines heat race in the 71R. He'll bring the 51 of Kaylee Garst, the 49J of Josh Schneiderman, and the 69 of Mike Moore along with him to tonight's feature event. A 2-time IRA champion in the 2W. He starts inside row number 2 alongside the 9 of Rager Phillips. 3rd row inside Johnny Herrera, outside the number 1 of Bronson Mason. Mason teaming up with the Jordan brothers in that number 1 car. Chris Spitz and Scott Lenz. And the final row, a pair of 53s. 53H inside, a Matt Harms, 53W outside. Bill Work. All right, here we go. 2 by 2, off the 4th turn. Keep an eye on Johnny Herrera in the black number 2 car. Neitzel, meanwhile, chasing Hafeman. A lot of 2 cars out on the racetrack here in this one. Here comes Herrera. Oh, trouble over in turn number 4. Bronson Mason getting the number 1 car upside down hard. A red flag comes out on the racetrack. So we go with 9 cars now for 10 laps. As we've already lost the 4B of Scotty Beertzer and the 1 of Bronson Mason. All right, Hafeman gets him going out of turn number 4, brings the 2W of Scotty Neitzel right along with him. Johnny Herrera trying the high side, now going to tuck back underneath. Meanwhile, up in the front, Deuces, Hafeman, your race leader, right behind him. Neitzel, who gets a little high coming out of turn number 4, gathers it back together. Neitzel running in the 2nd spot, now Johnny Herrera 3rd. Trio of 2 running 1, 2, 3 right now. Hafeman is the 2B, your race leader. 2W of Neitzel running 2nd, the 2 Herrera in the 3rd spot. Guy Utek holding down the 4th and final transfer spot. On the 2W of Neitzel. Herrera now tucks to the inside. Neitzel though too fast around the outside of the racetrack. Maintains the 2nd spot. Billy Hafeman impressive at the front of the field in the 2B. Hafeman just beginning his 3rd season as a Porsche sprint car driver. On the field, shortly going to have to deal with lap traffic here in this heat race. Time by will be 6 down, 4 remaining. Billy Hafeman. A little bit of pressure now from the 2W of Neitzel. Hafeman will have to deal with the lap cars. Matt Harms being the first one. 53H. Hafeman now around the outside. Now going to try to tuck underneath the 99. Bobbles just a little bit. Here comes Neitzel. Things are getting interesting at the front of the field now. Herrera lying in wait in the number 2 as well. Neitzel now gets bottled up behind the 99 of Lenz. Oh, Neitzel, a little contact there with Hafeman. Hafeman continues to lead. Here comes Herrera now. After all that, it remains Hafeman at the front of the field. Neitzel 2nd, Herrera in the 3rd spot. White flag, this will be the final lap. Hafeman down the backstretch, 1 final time. Neitzel running 2nd, Herrera going to try the slide job over in 2B car. Billy Hafman from Waldo, Wisconsin. Third-year sprint car driver doing a nice job. Holding off a couple of veteran racers in the 2W of Scotty Neitzel and the 2 of Johnny Herrera. So Hafman will get the win. Fourth and final transfer spot will go to the 3K of Scott Utek. All right, Ryan Irwin, he'll set the pace. The white, black, and orange, number 49 car. Dave Utek now to the outside of Irwin. Fight for the top spot, Irwin gets a little sideways coming out of 2. Utek out to a nice big lead here as he'll come down, try to complete lap number 1. Parrish on the outside of the 4J car. Impressive run for him thus far as he's now looking at the outside of Ryan Irwin. Justin Parrish doing a nice job in that 4J, 360 power. Chasing Irwin. Right now in the third spot. Parrish running fourth. Top 3 cars will transfer. Right now that's Utek, Jeffrey, and Irwin. 1, 2, 3. John Schultz now getting in the mix as well. Third spot, Parrish slipping back a little bit now. Actually, fielding an attack now from the 2J at John Schultz. He looks to the inside. Utek. 5 down, 7 remain for the black and blue, number 68 car. He works down the back straight away. Linton Jeffrey solidly into second. Irwin now into the third spot. Long ways back to the fourth place car, the 4J at Justin Parrish. Coming out of turn number 4. Well, a nice cushion on the high side. Race leader's going to have to deal with lap traffic here now down the back straightaway. Mansfield a lap down. Decker on the outside of the K9 car. Jeffrey closing in on your race leader now. Keep an eye on the 24. Jeffrey bobbles just a little bit there on the high side. Problems continue for the 51J at Jamison as he's off the pace now in turn number 4. Here comes Jeffrey down to the inside of Utek. You got a new race leader out of turn number 4. Jeffrey, nifty little move with the number 24. Taking the lead with just 2 laps remaining. Now keep an eye on the 4J at Justin Parrish, closing in behind the 49 of Ryan Irwin. Irwin running in the third spot. Here comes Justin Parrish. White flag, this time by for Linton Jeffrey. It'll be a 3-car battle now for the transfer spot as John Schultz in the mix as well. There goes Parrish around the outside. Takes the third spot away from Ryan Irwin. Meanwhile, your race leader. Down the front stretch, Jeffrey will win. Utek will get second, and the final transfer goes to the 4J at Justin Parrish. And then a little contact between the 4J of Parrish and the 49 of Irwin. So contact there coming down the front stretch. Justin Parrish, I believe, will be scored in the third spot. So Parrish will have that third and final transfer spot. And then contact just past the flag stand. '24, Linton Jeffrey. 68, Dave Utek, and the 4J of Justin Parrish. As that's the good news for the 4J of Justin Parrish. All right, pace truck drops him off on the backstretch. Rager Phillips and Jimmy Mohan. Row number 1. Bailing Racing Products. B-Main number 2. Rager Phillips out to the early lead, but perhaps a little too early for the number 9 of Rager Phillips. Jim Barr wants to keep that front row a little closer together. A little bumping and banging there in the second row. Rager Phillips once again though finds himself out in front, now loops the car over in turn number 2. Rager Phillips had the race lead coming out of turn number 2, lost the handle on the Slideways Karting Center Shivers number 9 car. Match once again, complete restart. Philip Mock now, your race leader. Mock leads Jimmy Mohan. Philip Mock, son of Kim Mock, who's raced a lot with Jim Mohan in his racing career. Mohan down to the inside of the younger Mock over there. Philip, though, maintains the top spot. Mohan running second. Chris Spitz doing a nice job in the third spot. And Rager Phillips looping again over there, but gathers an eye back together, but not before the yellow lights come on. So Rager Phillips, according to the IRA rules, if you spin the car, the yellow comes on immediately. Phillips bringing out the yellow flag once again. Philip Mock off the bottom of the racetrack. Still taking the high side over in turns 1 and 2. Pitches it in hard. Maintains the top spot. Mohan still running second. Now here comes Andy Hunt now, moving up in the 9A car, up to the 4th spot now. Work on the 4K. Chris Spitz. Spitz running third, Hunt in the 4th spot. Matt Harms now 5th. Now here comes one cat around the outside. Spitz continues to run down low. Andy Hunt on the cushion. Hunt wrestling that car now around the outside. A little racing room. Now 5 laps in the books for your race leader, Philip Mock. Continues to lead over in turns 3 and 4 now. This time by will be 8 laps in the books. 4 remaining as hang on. Yellow on the racetrack. Looks to be Andy Hunt sitting sideways over there as he's been chasing the 4K car. Chris Spitz for that final transfer. All right, 5 to go here in this one as Philip Mock continues to lead Jimmy Mohan. Mohan, though, going to try to take a look to the inside, but Mock too strong around the outside. Mohan maintains the 2nd spot. Chris Spitz still running 3rd, but here comes Bill Worth, getting the car going pretty good around the outside. Mohan, though, again for the race lead. Bill Worth runs the car hard in on the cushion. Chris Spitz patiently running the bottom of the racetrack, but Worth now looks to have that 3rd and final transfer spot. Oh, Spitz almost loses the handle in turn 2. Now troubles for Matt Harms as he is sideways, now stopped on the inside of the racetrack. So yellow lights flash on once again. 2 laps remain. Hang on for B-Main win. Top, Mohan, as predicted, down low. Mock still too strong around the outside of the racetrack. Bill Worth continues to hold down 3rd. Spitz in the 4th spot. go. This time by for the 1M of Mock. He'll take the car down the back stretch. Driving away now from the 83 car in convincing fashion. Philip Mock wins the second B main. Mohan owns second. And third spot for the tail of the field goes to the 53W of Bill Worth. So those three drivers will advance on. The 53W of Bill Worth, the 83 of Jim Mohan, and the 1M of Philip Mock, your second B main winner. Fourth place will go to the 4K of Chris Pitts. The 10V of Matt Vanderveer will come home fifth. Appreciate you sticking with us through the rain delay here, but here they come. Your 2009 O'Reilly bumper-to-bumper IRA sprint cars 4 wide here at the 34 Raceway. As they salute you fans, sitting out here on a cold early spring evening. Brian Brown and Johnny Herrera, Kaylee Garth, Steve Meyer up there at the front of the field. All the best to the IRA, as well as some of the best drivers in the upper Midwest piling into the 34 Raceway here tonight. 30 laps will be the distance. Keep an eye on row number 4. That's where the two quickest qualifiers sit right now. Jesse Hockett on the inside of that row. Bill Baylock, the defending IRA champion, on the outside of that row in the number 17 car. Josh Schneiderman, trying to be the hometown hero tonight in Burlington. Starting outside at row number 3. Here they come, race fans. Brown and Herrera. Herrera, some sparks from the concrete as he drives around the outside. Hang on, Kaylee Garth sideways. And everybody piles into the 51 car. Garth losing the handle in turn number 1. Looks like the 49 of Schneiderman involved, the 69 of Mike Moore. And the 17A of Austin McCarl also involved over there. Kaylee Garth started inside row number 2. All right, looks like we are set to go back to green flag racing. So we lost 51 of Kaylee Garth, the 49J of Schneiderman, as Brown and Herrera bring him down the front stretch. Herrera had the lead. Brown no battle back on the inside with Herrera. Too strong around the outside of the racetrack. Johnny Herrera, now your race leader. Brian Brown second. Steve Meyer running a solid third now. Hockett right behind him. Bill Baylock trying to make that 17 car work down low. Boy, look at Johnny Herrera. Some distance between himself and Brown early on in this one. Job coming up. Brown's going to tuck back underneath. Hockett, though, too strong. Has momentum. Takes the second spot away from Brown. We'll see what Hockett can do with the 2 of Johnny Herrera, who has already caught the tail of the field. Herrera, in heavy lap traffic now, goes by Austin McCarl, Dave Utek, and Matt Sutton. Herrera now putting 3 lap cars between him and Hockett now sideways. And clips the tires, and Jesse Hockett almost saved the 13 car, but sits sideways over there in turn number 2. Hockett jumping the cushion, trying to come back onto the racetrack. It just narrowly clipped the tires. Johnny Herrera, your race leader. Keep an eye on him and keep one eye on the 13 of Jesse Hockett. He was running second. Jumped the cushion, caught the tires. and now sits at the tail end of the field in the yellow and blue 13. All right, Herrera gets set to gas him up. Out of turn number 4. Jesse Hockett now back up to the 9th spot. Now Hockett looks to the inside of Neitzel. That's the battle for 8th and 9th. Eastman running 10th, Mohan 11th, and there's Herrera already lapping up to the 11th spot. Next time by will be halfway home, 15 down, 15 to go for Johnny. Nearly a half a lap back to the 21 of Brian Brown. Jesse Hockett. He's been hard at work now looking for that third spot. Here comes Hockett now, looking to the inside of Baylog. Laps winding down here in this one as Herrera comes up behind Linton Jeffrey. Jeffrey a lap down. Setting his sights now in the 6th place car of Mike Reinke. Johnny Herrera has lapped up to 5th place now in the number 2 car. Meanwhile, Hockett, he and Baylog battle over into 3 and 4. Baylog to the inside, Hockett on the outside. Jesse Hockett back up to the 3rd spot. Just a couple laps remain here in this one. Jesse Hockett as he works down the backstretch. Catching the 21 of Brian Brown. Brown running second. Here comes Hockett now. He's up to the 3rd spot. Starting at the tail on lap number 4. Hockett takes the 2nd spot away from Brown. Jesse Hockett from the tail back to 2nd. Your race leader off turn number 4, white flag, 1 to go for Johnny Herrera. In an absolutely dominating performance, Johnny Herrera off the 4th turn, takes the checkered flag, wins night number 3 in the IRA Tour. Jesse Hockett home 2nd, Brian Brown 3rd. Bill Baylog will come home in the 4th spot. And coming home 5th will be the 85M of Steve Meyer. So Johnny Herrera lapping up to the 4th place car here in this one. Well, racing fans, for those of you left here in the grandstands, Johnny Herrera making it around front now. Well, you can't do much more than he did here in the feature event, lapping up to 4th place. And Johnny Herrera wins night number 3 for the O'Reilly Bumper-to-Bumper IRA Sprint Cars for 2009. Jesse Hockett also did a great job coming from the tail of the field, charging back up to the 2nd spot. Brian Brown comes home in the 3rd spot. Of course, you're all invited down into the pit area. A lot of these guys do have their brand new 2009 t-shirts. So Johnny Herrera and Jesse Hockett putting on a show here this evening at the 34 Raceway. So on behalf of myself, Justin Zock, and everybody involved with the IRA Sprint Cars, I want to thank all you fans for coming out here tonight. And also thank everybody involved with the 34 Raceway for making us feel so welcome here tonight and for having such a great facility to put on a high-quality IRA Sprint Car show. I guess we'll turn it back over to Rich for the end of tonight's program. All right, first car headed on the racetrack from Charter Oak, Iowa, driving the number 71R car. This is Ryan Anderson. Ryan Anderson, Charter Oak, Iowa. Way over on the other side of the Hawkeye State, here by Denison, Iowa. Ryan a regular on Saturday nights at the Knoxville Raceway, the Anderson Transport 71R car. And his lap time will be a 13964. 13964 for Ryan Anderson. Track, so Anderson will be getting another lap here. So this time, count as Anderson comes down, takes the white flag. And the second lap, a 13516, so 13516. So that will be Ryan Anderson's lap time. On the racetrack right now, driving the number 99 car from Oquawka, Illinois. This is Jimmy Davies. Jimmy Davies out of the number 99 car. FS York Stormore. Phillips Tire, number 99, Jimmy Davies. 410 engine installed here this evening. And his lap time will be a 1:43.99, a 14:399 for the veteran racer. Everybody getting just one lap on the clock. And heading out on the racetrack right now in the 16 HD car. This is Donnie Stewart. Donnie Stewart out on the racetrack. Donnie got the 360 to race here tonight with the IRA. Donnie, an accomplished racer in 305 and 360 competition. Right here in West Burlington, Iowa. Stewart turns a 1:42.41, 14:241. Lap time for Donnie Stewart in the 16 HD car. All right, headed trackside right now in the Webb Racing number 51 car. This is Kaylee Garst. Kaylee Garst, feature winner right here at the 34 Raceway earlier this season in Sprint Invader competition. Kaylee Garst in the Maxim chassis, Hoosier Racing Tires, Scott Performance, Butler Built. Seats number 51 car. Guy Webb, the owner of the number 51. And Garst's lap time, a 1:3.197, a quick time for Kaylee Garst, 1:3.197 for the young man from Decatur, Illinois. Heading trackside now, third year sprint car driver from Kewaskum, Wisconsin, number 23. This is Russell Borland. Russell Borland out of the number 23 car. Russell drives the Boone's Napa Finish Masters competition driveline at number 23 car. Third year out racing with the IRA. And his lap time, a 1:42.91. 1:42.91 for the number 23 of Russell Borland. And next driver getting ready to fire off there on the backstretch, driving the 99S car from Addison, Illinois. This is Scott Lenz. Scott Lenz in the SEL Trucking Ray Graphics 99S. Scott hoping to run the full 2009 IRA Sprint Car Tour. Lenz also sponsored by Loftus Resorts in the number 99S. Scott Lenz started racing in sprint cars back in 1999. And his lap time, a 1:43.60, 14:360 for Scott Lenz. Next driver heading out on the racetrack, a multi-time IRA champion from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. On the 2W car, this is Scotty Neitzel. Scotty Neitzel. Neitzel sponsored by R&H Enterprises, T&D Jewelry, and Maxim Chassis. This is the 2W car. And he turns a 1:3520. 1:3520. Third quick for Scotty Neitzel. Next driver out on the racetrack from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Glad to have him on hand here tonight. The number 2 car, Johnny Herrera. Johnny Herrera out on the racetrack. Perfect Circle ITI Performance, Butler Built S&S Volvo. Number 2 car, Larry Woodward Racing, number 2 of Johnny Herrera. And his lap time, 1:32.09. 1:32.09. Second quick for Johnny Herrera. Johnny racing in the Midwest this year. Flies in from Albuquerque, stays a couple weeks, and then goes back home, does a little racing, comes back here to the Midwest. Next driver out on the racetrack, first year sprint car driver. This is the 8A of Nick Alden. Nick Alden in the 8A car. Nick in the SEL Trucking Ray Graphics 8A. Lives in Salem, Wisconsin. Partnering up with Scott Lenz this year. And Alden's lap time, a 1:51.52. 1:5.152. Nick Alden, another driver, just jumping into a sprint car. No previous racing experience. finds himself out on the road with the IRA sprint cars. All right, out on the racetrack right now, the number 24 car. This is Linton Jeffrey. Linton Jeffrey out of the big game tree stand. Vortex Racing Products number 24. Linton Jeffrey. A car that looks a lot like Terry McCarl's number 24 car. Car owned by Linton Jeffrey. Originally from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Now lives in Prairie City, Iowa. And his lap time, a 1:3.639. That's 13.639 for Linton. Over in turn 2 right now, the defending IRA champion from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the Bucer Concrete sprinter. This is Bill Baylog. Bill Baylog out in the 17 car. And Baylog's lap time, 1:2.884. Quick time, Bill Baylog. Showing why he was the 2008 O'Reilly Bumper to Bumper IRA Sprint Car champion. So Baylog now lowers it to a 1:2.884. Next driver up drives the Super Clean, a number 21 car. This is Brian Brown. Brian Brown out in the number 21. Brian's from Grain Valley, Missouri. Also sponsored by Searsboro Telephone Company, Hoosier Racing Tires, and Dittsfield Transfer. Maxim chassis with an ostrich race engine between the frame rails. Brown's lap time, a 1:3.488. 13.488 for Brian Brown. Fourth quick for Brian. Well off the mark that Bill Baylog just set, a 1:2.884. Well, heading out on the racetrack now, the 17A car. This is Austin McCarl. Austin McCarl out in the car owned by Janet Holbrook. Austin, the son of Terry McCarl, racing at the Eldora Speedway tonight. Austin sponsored by Americash Advance and DeBerg Concrete. Grandpa Leonard McCarl back in the back pit area helping out this evening. And Austin's lap time, a 1:3.924. 1:3.924 for Austin McCarl. All right, pushing off now, the 2B car from Waldo, Wisconsin. This is Billy Haferman. Billy Haferman, former IRA Rookie of the Year back in 2007. Haferman earned that honor. The Michaels Materials, Michaels Corporation sponsored 2B car. Oh, a little bit of smoke now out of Billy's motor. See, that affects his lap time a little bit. A 1:3.944. 13.944 for Billy Haferman. All right, and out on the racetrack right now, the number 40 car from Roseville, Illinois. This is Andy Houston. Andy Houston. A regular with the Sprint Invaders Association. Second-year sprint car driver, sponsored by Randall's Performance, Whole Implement, Groves Hybrids, and Houston Lawn Improvement. Andy Houston out on the racetrack. And he'll turn a 1:5.069, 1:5.069 for Andy Houston and his 360 powered sprint car. All right, so 15 cars have already taken time here in Osborne & Son qualifying. Next driver out from Des Moines, Iowa. This is 69 of Mike Moore. Mike Moore out in the number 69. Mike Moore just starting his 9th year as a 410 sprint car driver. Sponsored by the Stroll Inn Bar and Grill, Linda's Daycare, and Wall Enterprises. New look from Mike Moore this year. Always had a black number 69. Mixing it up a little bit this year and turns a 13.384, 13.384. Good lap time for Mike Moore. Fourth quick for the driver from the east side of Des Moines, Iowa. Heading out on the backstretch right now, the 21J car. This is John Haney. John Haney in the 21J. John hails from Brownsville, Wisconsin, in the Kinex Construction, Lipke Lumber, Antonioni Wells and Drilling, I believe it is. 21J car, John Haney. And his lap time, a 13.350, 13.350. And that now is fourth quick, so move Mike Moore from fourth to fifth quick now. John Haney now fourth quick. Bill Baylog still quick time though at that 1:2.884, the only driver in the 12-second bracket. See if we can get another one here with the number 1 car out on the racetrack from Pleasantville, Iowa. This is Bronson Mation. Bronson Mation out in the Jordan Brothers Racing number 1 car. Sponsored by Bryan's Collision Center and Tulip City Agency. And Mation's lap time, a good one, 1:3.105. 1:3.105. That should be second quick for Bronson Mation. Always a very, very good qualifier is Bronson Mation. All right, next car on the racetrack, the 2J car. This is John Schultz. John Schultz out of the 2J. John from West Burlington. Sponsored by Ames Contracting and iWireless. Also American Racer Tires. John Schultz scored as the 2J here this evening. 360 power in the Schneiderman racing car. There's a 1:4.180. 14.180 for John Schultz. All right, good to see this next driver rolling out on the racetrack. Ended his hot laps with a huge puff of smoke sitting in the middle of the infield. This is the 9A car. This is Andy Hunt. Andy Hunt from Randolph, Wisconsin. Andy's been traveling around at the IRA for a good number of years now. Sponsored by TNT Pools, Best Way Driving School, and R&H Enterprises. Andy Hunt. Andy's lap time, a 1:3.947. 13:947 for Andy Hunt. All right, pushing off now, the 1M car. This is Philip Mock. Philip Mock, son of 3-time IRA champion Kim Mock. Many years, of course, drove the 1M car. This is his son, Philip Mock now. Philip's also from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Sponsored by Osborne and Son Trucking, Mailing Racing Products, and Gleason Racing Equipment. And he turns 1:3.697. 13.697. Philip will be running for IRA Rookie of the Year honors this year. All right, next car out on the racetrack, the 53W car from Cudahy, Wisconsin. This is Bill Worth. Bill Worth out in the 53W car. Bill Worth, sponsored by Richfield Trailer Sales and RTI Leasing. Plans to run all of the 2009 IRA Tour. And looks to be having some troubles here tonight in the 53W. So while Bill's going to coast by the timing light, and he'll be disappointed with a 19.288. Of course, everybody gets just one attempt here tonight. So the Midwest Safety Team will get Bill Worth back to the back pit area. All right, next driver heading out on the racetrack, the 14 machine from Galesburg, Illinois. This is Tony Daniels. Tony Daniels out in the 14. Tony sponsored by Deals Auto Glass, the Parts House, a bunch of buddies who call themselves the Beer Bunch. Throwing in some money to help out Tony Daniels. Nice decal and everything on the car for the Beer Bunch. And he turns a 1:4.598. 14.598. Daniels, another driver racing with his 360 sprint car tonight against the IRA. All right, firing off now in the backstretch from McHenry, Illinois, driving the number 49 car. This is Ryan Irwin. Ryan Irwin out of the number 49. Ryan drives the Road Rage Designs, Bad Bass Boat Wraps. Be careful saying that. Quality Tire and Service at Arias Pistons, number 49 car. And he turns a 13.377. 13.377. 6 quick for Ryan Irwin in the number 49 car. Next driver heading out of the racetrack, the 51J car. This is Ryan Jameson. Ryan Jameson from Mediapolis, Iowa. Midwest Rockers, Holstein Construction, Pioneer Seed, number 51J. Jameson getting his 410 motor ready this afternoon. Said he should have been out in the field working, but was working on his motor instead. And Jameson turns a 1.3943. 1.3943. Fired that motor up for the first time today at 3 o'clock. Getting set for tonight's IRA shootout. Next driver on the racetrack, the K9 car. This is Troy Mantefel. Troy Mantefel in the K9. Sponsored by Mohawk Snowmobile Salvage. Troy's from St. Peter, Minnesota, down in the southern half of the Gopher State. Car comes out of the Hibbing area, way up in the northern half of the Gopher State. As the owners drove well over 500 miles, almost 600 miles to get here tonight. And he turns a 1.4880. 1.4880 for Troy Mantefel in the Leighton Performance K9 car. Next driver getting set to fire off, the 68 from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Dave Utek. Dave Utek got in the number 68 car. Dave in the Firehouse Performance, number 68. New look for that car for 2009. And his lap time will be a 1.3423. 13.423 for Dave Utek. We'll see his cousin Scott Utek out later on this evening. Dave Utek currently sits 8th in the rundown with 27 cars having log times. 42 cars signed in here this evening. All right, out on the racetrack right now, driving the 4K car. This is Chris Spitz. Chris Spitz in the Lucas Oil Merlin 4K car. Chris from Salem, Wisconsin, plans to run the full IRA tour. And he turns a 1.4191. 1.4191 for Chris Spitz. Next car on the racetrack, the 53H car. That's Matt Harms. Matt Harms from Chillicothe, Illinois, the James Piano Studio, Southard Cycle, A&B Graphic 53H. Matt running here tonight with his 360, turns a 14.685. 1.4685. Next driver heading on the racetrack from Howards Grove, Wisconsin, 02 car. This is Mike Reinke. Mike Reinke. In the back of the pack last week in the IRA competition. Mike's from Howard Grove, drives the Mike's Construction, Furlon Industries, Velocity Wing 02 car. Scott Kalman in order of the 02. And Reinke, a good lap, a 1.3144. 13.144. Third quick. Third quick for the 02. Bronson Mason in the number 1 remains second quick from Bill Baitlock. Still quick time in the number 17. All right, next driver on the racetrack from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. Driving the 85 car. This is Steve Meyer. Steve Meyer out on the racetrack. KW Electric, competition specialist 85. And Steve, a 1.3174. 13.174. Fourth quick for Steve Meyer. Good lap. 1.3174. The 49 car next up to take time. Right here in West Burlington. This is Josh Schneiderman. Josh Schneiderman out in the Liberty Transport. iWireless. Hoosier Racing Tires, number 49. We got some new t-shirts available after the races tonight. Good lap for Schneiderman, a 1.2946. 1.2946. Second quick for Josh Schneiderman. Next driver out from just down the road in Macomb, Illinois. This is the 3 car, Matt Sutton. Matt Sutton out in the number 3. Matt Sutton racing with the 360 under the hood here this evening. Sutton drives the S&S shortstop. Lawyer Farms, number 3 car. And his lap time will go in the books with a 1:38.34. 13.834 for Matt Sutton. Next driver heading out onto the racetrack, driving the lucky number 13 car from Warsaw, Missouri. This is Jesse Hockett. Jesse Hockett in the number 13 car. DKCC Motorsports, Fisher, body shop number 13. Tom Luke, also one of the owners on the number 13 car of Jesse Hockett. And let's see what his lap time will be. 1:29.18. 1:29.18. Second quick. Bill Baylog remains quick time here this evening, but Jesse Hockett from Schneiderman down 1 spot. So it's now Baylog, Hockett, Schneiderman. 1, 2, 3 at the top. Next driver out from New Merlin, Wisconsin, driving the Fender Cycle 3K car. This will be Scott Utek. Scott Utek out in the 3K. And Utek turns a 1:37.08. So his one lap will be a 1:37.08 for Utek. Next driver getting set to fire off the 10V car. This is Matt Vanderveer. Matt Vanderveer making his 3rd start ever in a sprint car. Matt's in the Cruiser Bar and Grill 10V. Matt Vanderveer, 22 years of age, an Eagle chassis. And he turns a 1:44.95. 1:44.95 for the Beach Park, Illinois race car driver, Matt Vanderveer. All right, heading out onto the racetrack right now from Aquaka, Illinois, the 4J car. This is Justin Parrish. Justin Parrish out in the 4J. That's the Husband Trucking, Phillips 66. McGriff Trucking, a 4J car. 4th-year sprint car driver, brought the 360 out here tonight. And Parrish runs a 1:42.25. 1:42.25 for Justin Parrish, driving the number 4J machine. Next driver out on the racetrack from Springfield, Illinois. This is 83 of Jimmy Mohan. Jimmy Mohan, great run last week in IRA competition, driving his own car. Here tonight in the Northrop Racing number 83 car. Mohan in the Ford Racing Stewart Auto Body. Number 83 car. And Mohan here tonight turns a 1:35.93. 1:35.93 for Jim Mohan. Very accomplished racer from Springfield, Illinois. Next driver heading out onto the racetrack, the 4B car from West Bend, Wisconsin, Scotty Beertzer. Scotty Beertzer out in the 4B car. Well, a lot of smoke now out of Beertzer's 4B. Strowing Industries, the Grand Larceny Midwest Shooters Supply 4B. And that doesn't look good for Scotty Beertzer. Scott Beertzer there in the 4B car. And he's going to have a disappointing lap time of 43.470. Beertzer's got a long night ahead of him there in the 4B car. All right, next car out on the racetrack doing double duty here tonight from West Burlington, the number 15 car. Bobby Meintzer. Bobby Meintzer out on the Schaefer Construction. Sebastian sandblasting and powder coating, number 15 car. Bobby with the 360 here tonight. We'll also see him, of course, in the 305. And he turns a 1:40.18. 1:40.18 for Bobby Meintzer. Bonneville, Iowa. This is Rager Phillips. Rager Phillips out of the Slideways Karting Center. Number 9 car. And Rager turns a 13409. 13409. And looks like that's going to do it for the Osborne & Son Trucking and TW Minerals qualifications here tonight. And Bill Baylog finds himself with an extra $200 cash as Bill Baylog setting quick time here tonight, turning a lap of 12884. 12884 for Bill Baylog. Second quick, Jesse Hockett. Third quick, the 49J of Josh Schneiderman. Fourth quick, the 1 of Bronson Mason. Fifth quick, the 02 of Mike Reinke. And real quick, we'll give you the rest of the top 10. The 85M of Steve Meyer. Sixth quick. Seventh quick, the 51 of Kaylee Garst. Eighth quick, the 2 of Johnny Herrera. Ninth quick, the 21J of John Haney. And rounding out your top 10, the 49 of Ryan Irwin. Only car not taking time here this evening, the 2T car of Tony Schilling from Knoxville, Iowa. So that'll do it for our qualifying for the IRA Sprint Cars. We'll be back in just a little bit with 4 heat races